I gotta get this proper. I gotta do this proper. Alright, let's just see here. Alright. Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. Alright, I gotta do this proper. I gotta do this proper. My Y&R review and recap is a exclusive presentation of Joshua Cook's HR&R, YouTube's new alternative. And by the way, any views and opinions are expressly my own. You can have your own opinions, but just keep it let's just keep it 100 and everything will be cool. All right. Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to my Y&R review and recap for January. And yes, this is my first live stream on StreamYard in quite a while. So I hope you folks are doing well tonight. And like I said, this is my first time I've done this on StreamYard in a while. I would do it on my lapper, but for some reason the camera on there isn't working. So I'm doing this on my phone. So I have StreamYard on my phone here. I'm watching UFC 325. They're doing the prelims before the main card. So I did for those of you who were wondering, I did watch the Royal Rumble over on Vaughn Live. They finally decided to have some WWE premium live events over there, because the last few times I haven't been able to watch Raw or SmackDown over there. So, but I'll get to the Royal Rumble results here in just a little bit. The judges scored the contest 30-27. Yeah, like I said, this is the prelims to Hi, hey Josh, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I did say it's been 2 years since you stepped inside the octagon. How good is Jacob Malkoon won by unanimous decision. But like I said, this is the prelims to until the main card. So and yeah, Anthony bought some stuff from his he went to a library book sale today. So he said he's going to have a video up later on. I did say that Liv Morgan and Roman Reigns were going to win the Royal Rumble, and they did. So that's good. I thought the Judgment Day was going to turn on Liv Morgan after she after the match was over, but it didn't happen. Okay. Just not in the mood because of his friend Sean dying. I understand that. R.I.P. to Cinephile World Order. I believe that's his username on. That was his username on YouTube. So R.I.P. to him. All right. Well, let's see. His funeral is Wednesday. Okay. All right. Well, I'll get to the rest of the Royal Rumble here later on. Let's get to what happened on Y&R this month. There, I just don't know how you can incorporate all this. I don't know what to think of this think of what's been going on because it's so mind-boggling. Cool. Anthony's gonna go bowling. All right. Well, let's just start with the AI that Victor was going to use on his competition, Jabot. As it turns out, Kane and Phyllis took the AI that Victor was supposed to use, and as it turns out, Kane and Phyllis used it on Newman Media, on all of Newman Enterprises and Newman Media and everything. So Victor's not too thrilled with that. His dog got a shot. So yeah. My cats are due for a shot, but it won't be for a while. So I'm sure my mom will let me know when when the cats get their medications. So, but like as I was saying, Victor had his AI that he was going to use against Jabot, but as it turned out, Kane and Phyllis took Victor's AI and used it against Victor, against Newman Media and Newman Enterprises, basically wiping Victor out. So, and Kane and Phyllis took over Victor's office because of them using the AI. They're basically running the show now over at Newman Enterprises. So Victor is not too. Victor, Nikki, Adam, Nick, all of them are not very happy with what has happened. I agree. Royal Rumble was awesome. No complaints here. But yeah, Kane and Fellows are basically taking over Newman Enterprises. And like I said, Victor and the rest are not very pleased with those two. So it'll be interesting to see what Victor does. Actually, he has a plan to strike at Kane's weakest point. He is basically wanting to kidnap Lily's children and use them as I have a plan too. Okay. And what else? I'm up to 2019 in his memoirs. Okay. I'll be interested to see the finished product when Anthony gets his memoirs done. So, like I said, Victor is planning to use Lily's children as bait to get Kane and Phyllis to give back the AI. So, like I said, Victor plans to take Kane's children, or Kane and Lily's children, and use them against Kane to hopefully have Kane and Phyllis give back the AI that they stole. So Nikki thinks thinks that the plan is Nikki and Chelsea. Adam was sworn by Victor not to say anything about the plan to anyone, and basically told him if anyone has any questions, to basically talk to him about it. But Chelsea was relentless, trying to get Adam to spill the beans as to what Victor was up to. So he let me see. Cam Ralston versus Cody Brundage. Like I said, UFC 325 is still doing the prelims. The main card isn't until 9 o'clock. And I will try and post some fights from the card over on Rumble. I have some fights up from 324 on Rumble. So I will try and post some clips from UFC 325 up on Rumble as soon as I'm done here. So, but as I was saying, Chelsea was relentless trying to get Adam to tell her what the plan was that Victor had, and Adam relented, and then they both went to. Yes, I've seen that, Anthony. I've seen some of them. Anthony has posted on Facebook some of his videos on Rumble. So I've seen those on my Facebook page. So Adam and Chelsea both went to Nikki and told her what was going on. So all three of them are on board with what Victor has planned. So, like I said, we'll have to wait and see what happens, because this coming week happens to be the start. Just a Flux has been busy with everything. I hope she will talk to me. I'm giving her time. I hope so. Yes, he's going to get OnlyFans. He said so during his live stream earlier. So, yeah, next week is going to start February sweeps on the soaps. So, General Hospital, Y&R, Beyond the Gates, Bold and the Beautiful, they're all having big storylines going into February sweeps. So, be interesting to see. January wasn't a great month. Well, besides that winter storm, it was a pretty good month for me. But besides dealing with all the snow that we've gotten, so I would say for me it was a good month. Yeah, February sweep starts this week, and everybody's getting ready for that, and having those big stories. And speaking of the Newmans, while we're still talking about them, Nick has been dealing with a injured leg, and he had surgery not too long ago, and the whole thing was due to his altercation with So Am I. I'm ready for the Super Bowl. I am ready for that. Nick had an altercation with Matt Clark because Noah and Sienna have been dating, and Matt is married to, or was married to, Sienna. So do I. I'm going to talk more about that when I go on the Pain and Gain Pick'ems, when they're going to have their Super Bowl episode this coming week. So I will be on there and I'll give my prediction, but I'll let you know right now it is going to be Seattle. So that's all I'm going to say for as far as that's concerned. I'll talk more about that when I go on Pain and Gain Pick'ems. But as I was saying, Nick has been dealing with Matt Clark because Noah has been dating Sienna, and Matt's not too thrilled about it. He has gone to all sorts of lengths to try and get Sienna back to him, even having that crooked cop Annie trying to kill her, but all those attempts have been thwarted by Nick and Sharon, and Noah is back in Genoa City. Because Noah had been with Annie or Allie rather, before getting with Sienna, and Noah and Allie are no longer a couple. Because I would imagine that their breakup was off screen. Surprise, surprise. I haven't watched Up All Night, so like I said, I know I've said it before. The only time that I've watched Up All Night when I was growing up, I used to watch it when Gilbert Gottfried was the host of that show. That was before Rhonda Shear took over. I haven't watched Up All Night since that Halloween show on YouTube. But yeah, Noah and Allie's breakup was done off screen. So now Noah is with Sienna. So, and Matt Clark isn't too happy about it. And now he was arrested for everything that he's done to Noah, kidnapping, attempted murder, so on and so forth. So I'm watching Swing Gully. Okay. I don't think YouTube TV has a Me TV. So that sucks. But yeah, Matt Clark was arrested, but I've been watching Soap Dirt, and they've been saying that there's going to be a final confrontation with Matt and the Newmans during February sweeps. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And another story that's been going on this month was with Billy and Sally. They've been trying to start Abbott.com, but as always, Billy is going astray. He's still focusing on trying to get Chancellor. So I don't know if that'll happen now that Kane and Phyllis have Victor's AI. But last week, Phyllis got a phone call, or Sally was going to talk to Jill about Billy, but Sally learned from Uncle Snapper that Jill isn't doing very good health-wise. So she's been having some health problems recently, and Billy learned this from Sally, and Billy's not too thrilled about it. So, and not only that, but Sally is planning on hiring her BFF Audra in AbbotCon. Looks like somebody won. I don't. Somebody won by looks like knockout. I don't know who. I had it on mute. Oh, Ralston. No, it must have been Ralston that won against. Yeah, Ralston won. Oh, hit him right in the nose. Ralston hit that guy right in the nose. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Cam Ralston won. But yeah, that guy did a blow like this. Hit the guy right in the nose. That if you get a shot to the nose like that, that would hurt. That would really hurt. All right. Well, like as I was saying, um, Sally is planning on hiring her bestie Audra over at AbbotCon. So Billy is not too. Farmers Insurance Open is tomorrow. The final round. Yeah, Justin Rose is leading. I watched a little bit of the golf on Paramount Plus earlier. Justin Rose is leading at the end of the third round. So I will plan on watching that final round tomorrow. But yeah, Sally was looking or is planning on hiring Audra over at AbbotCon, and Billy is not too thrilled about that because he's been busy focusing on trying to get Chancellor, which, like I said, that would be hard to do because Kane and Phyllis have Victor's AI, and they're not afraid to keep on using it. So, might end up with the Newmans and Abbotts working together to take that AI. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. And well, let's see what else. Oh yeah. The main topic of this whole review and recap deals with Mariah and Tessa or primarily Mariah, because Mariah and Tessa are no longer married, and that damn Ian Ward. I have a lot to say about this. I don't know who I'm more upset at. The writers Josh Griffith, but I'm more upset with Ian Ward, because I know I sound like a broken record, but I blame Ian Ward for all the problems that Mariah and Tessa have had. Their marriage completely disintegrating, which is completely fucked up. And now, I mean, you know, Drew Carey, at the end of all the Price is Right episodes, he always says, "Get your pets spayed and neutered, and take care of your mental health." I mean, which is true. I mean, a lot of us have to do that. So I'm not knocking Drew Carey, but with Josh Griffith and the writers of YNR take what Drew Carey says all the time and uses it as a part of a storyline with and not only in the process of using that in the storyline, break up one of the most popular couples that YNR has had, apart from, you know, Victor and Nikki and all those other ones that are on there. But when they do that as a part of the storyline, I call bullshit. I call absolute bullshit on this. I mean, they done fucked up. I mean, this is a big time fuck up. A big time fuck up. And I'm going on record as saying this. This is a big time fuck up on their part. And I'm so aggravated at this. They break up Mariah and Tessa. Tessa sleeps with Daniel, which again I call bullshit on that, because that should never have happened, ever. And now Mariah is talking to Ian Ward's ghost again. And Ian Ward's ghost, or hallucination, or whatever, Ian Ward has gotten to Mariah's head so deep. I mean, really deep. And it drove Mariah to kidnap Abby and Devon's child, Dominic. Yeah. Mariah took Dominic. And I know Mariah has a connection to Dominic, because Mariah was Abby and Devon's surrogate when she was pregnant. She was carrying Abby and Devon's child. This was back in late 2021 and into 2022. This was before Mariah and Tessa got engaged. And because they got married later in May of 2022. So, like I said, this is late 2021 into 2022 when Mariah was kidnapped by I think it was Stitch. That was the guy's name. That was one of Abby's friends. So Stitch pretty much kidnapped Mariah and held her in in a room, in a abandoned house, in a room somewhere. And she was, like I said, she was pregnant with Abby and Devon's child, and she ended up giving birth to Dominic in that room. So, or she called him a bully, but they later changed his name to Dominic. So, but yeah, Ian Ward's vision, Ian Ward's ghost, call it whatever you want, but he is deep in Mariah's head. And Tessa knows this because she was talking to Sharon, or they had the weekly preview on Friday, and where they show next week's what's going to be on next week. And Tessa told Sharon that this is not the Mariah they're used to seeing, because this is a different Mariah. And it's all due to that slime, to coin Bruno Sammartino, that piece of slime, that rotten motherfucker, Ian Ward. And like I said, Tessa filed for divorce. Mariah checked herself out of that mental institute a while back, and she's been MIA. And like I said, Ian Ward has gotten to her so bad. It drove her to kidnap Dominic. It drove her to kidnap Abby and Devon's child. But like I said, I know that she has a connection to that child. And I'm thinking to myself, what about Aria? What about Aria? Are you? I mean, I know Mariah talked to Ian and said, I want to go see Aria. But Ian said, we ain't having that. We ain't having that. You and Dominic have share a bond. So you got to go get Dominic. And they're doing this whole mental health thing as a storyline with Mariah. Drew Carey would be having a fit right now. He would be saying, this is not how I want you to, this is not how I say what I say. This goes against everything I say on Price is Right. I mean, Jesus H. Christ. Oh. Hi, JW. They are in hot pursuit of Mariah now. Yeah. And not only that, but the other detective that was in the midst of the whole Matt Clark story, Detective Burrows, who we all thought was the corrupt cop, but it turns out not to be the case, that it was Annie who was the corrupt cop. Detective Burrows is now a part of the GCPD. So they're, Devon and Abby are going to have Detective Burrows working the case. So, and I also heard from Soap Dirt that the actress that plays Mariah, Cameron Grimes, I heard that she is going to be in a horror movie. So, and the whole storyline with Mariah is, from what I've heard from Soap Dirt, the whole thing is to get Cameron Grimes some time off to pursue other projects. Like I said, she's going to be in a horror movie. I don't know what the name of the horror movie that she's going to be doing. Was Detective Burrows' actor is returning from a back injury that sidelined him shortly after he joined the show. Wow. I did hear that also from Soap Dirt as well. I did hear about that. But I have nothing against Cameron Grimes or Kate Fairbanks at all. They have a lot to do. They have had a lot of things going on off when they're not on screen, in real life, that is. Cameron Grimes got married, and she and her husband welcomed their first baby. So that's probably another reason why they're doing this, because she wants to spend some time with her child. And also, Kate Fairbanks is engaged to be married. She and her longtime boyfriend are engaged, and they will be married, date unknown, basically. So both Cameron and Kate are going to be married. You know what I mean. They're going to be married besties. JW said something here. Looks like Tamara Braun is leaving in February, and maybe the show. Well, she wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't. She hasn't been on Y&R for very long. So we'll have to wait and see what happens the rest of the way. But yeah, the whole storyline, I'm not a fan of it. Like I said, I have nothing against the two ladies, Cameron Grimes and Kate Fairbanks. I have nothing against the guy that plays Ian Ward, Ray Wise. He is a great actor, no question about that. But the storyline just doesn't make any sense at all. It makes zero sense. None. I mean, you kidnap Dominic, Mariah. I know you have a connection to the kid, but you should have thought about Aria before you started, before your mental health started going down into the shithole. So I'm just thoroughly disgusted. And they break up Tariah. But I mean, but looking at this, I can understand why Cameron Grimes wants to not be on the show so much, because like I said, she's now married with a child, and she wants to pursue other things. I'm interested to see what that horror movie that she's going to do, because I know she's done some other. She was the voice actor in some of the Disney animated movies. I don't know which one she voiced in, but like I said, she's done some voice work in those. I would have thought she would have done one of those Harlequin romance movies that the CW shows. Because the CW has shown some Harlequin movies here recently. I would have thought she would have done one of those in the future. But I guess not. But yeah, the whole storyline just, it's absolute shit. The whole storyline is absolute shit. And I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it at all. So the whole thing is just crazy to me that they would do something like that. And I know Drew Carey would be mad as hell right now. This is going against all the things that I say about, taking care of your mental health. This is not what I meant. So, all right. Well, hopefully the whole thing, Abby and Devon will get Dominic back, and maybe, just maybe, Mariah will go back to, I don't know. I don't know if she wants to go back to that mental institute in Boston that she was in, or maybe if they find her, maybe they'll take her to a mental institute somewhere outside Genoa City, that Sharon and Tessa and Aria could visit them. So we'll have to wait and see. But I know like I said, I know I sound like a broken record, but I blame Ian Ward. I absolutely 100% blame Ian Ward. The whole thing is his fault. He broke up Mariah. He drove Mariah absolutely mad to the point where she has kidnapped Dominic. He's gotten in so deep in Mariah. And this happens. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So hopefully this will end. Hopefully this will end with Dominic safely returning to Abby and Devon. And by the way, if you've seen, I know Soap Dirt has shown the picture of the child that plays Dominic now. He's an adorable, young-looking child. Young-looking child there that's playing Dominic. He's very cute. So, but anyways, that's about it for the Y&R review and recap. But let me go over before I end this live stream. Let me go over what happened at during the Royal Rumble, which happened earlier today over in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I'm good, just watching Paramount. Okay. Glad to hear that, JW. And by the way, I hope you get well soon. I know JW Durbin had an accident. He fell recently, and I know he's probably still recuperating from that accident. So I hope JW has a speedy recovery. So, but yeah. So, like I was saying, let me go over what happened earlier during the Royal Rumble over in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And by the way, I was finally able to watch the Royal Rumble on Vaughn Live earlier because Vaughn Live had basically they had basically didn't show any WWE shows. They didn't show Raw, they didn't show SmackDown, they didn't show any PLEs for a while. And now all of a sudden today they start showing the Royal Rumble, which, hey, I say it's about time. I guess whoever was running it and said, "Hey, you know what? Let's show WWE shows." So there you go. But anyways, I was finally able to watch that. So, what happened during the Royal Rumble They started with the Women's Royal Rumble match, and hold on. Billy Flynn is filming a movie too. Looks good. It's about his dying wife who wants to see her old crush on her deathbed, to the disdain of her current husband. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Oh, that was Anthony asking. Hey, JW. All right. I didn't know. I didn't notice that. So, all right. Well, as I was saying, Royal Rumble event started with the Women's Royal Rumble match. They had some uh ladies from uh NXT in the match. They had JC Jane, they had Kalani Jordan, they had Soruka, the ones that um, the ones that were from NXT. Those three were in the match. They also had Chelsea Green in um, the women's tag team champions were in it. All Rhea and Io. They had all the members of the Judgment Day. Is Stephanie Valkyrie still on injury list? Adam Pearce said that Stephanie is going to be on Raw Monday. She will fight against Raquel Rodriguez in a Philadelphia street fight. So, yeah, Stephanie Valkyrie is going to be on Raw this coming Monday. And also the Bella Twins were in the Rumble match. Brie Bella came back, and Nikki Bella, I think, is still wanting to become the women's world champion. But like I said, Stephanie is going to fight Raquel Rodriguez on Raw. But speaking of Raquel, Liv Morgan eliminated Raquel Rodriguez. And Tiffany Stratton was number 30. She came back because she was, I believe she was injured. So she came back in the match. But like I said, Liv Morgan eliminated Raquel Rodriguez, which led to Liv Morgan winning the Women's Royal Rumble match. And I thought, after the match, I thought that Raquel and Roxanne would turn on Liv and kick her out of the Judgment Day, but I thought that would happen after the match, but it didn't. So I'm guessing that it will happen. It will happen on Raw or at the Elimination Chamber event, which will be in Chicago next month. So we'll see how that goes. So But yeah, Liv Morgan won the Women's Royal Rumble. And then we get to AJ Styles versus Gunther. And AJ Styles put his entire career on the line. Did you see preview clips? It seemed like the little boy heard Ian Ward's voice when he appeared in the front seat. Yeah, that was one of the clips that was on the weekly preview. So yeah, I did they did show that, as well as Tessa talking to Sharon, saying that this is not the Mariah that they know, because like I said, the Mariah that was married to Tessa, it would not do that. She would not do the things that she has done if Ian Ward hadn't gotten to her. I mean, I know my thoughts were that Mariah would come back from where she was staying in that mental institute, and when she saw Daniel and Tessa, together, I would have thought she said, now starts Mariah's fight to get her marriage back, to get her marriage to Tessa and everything back. But it hasn't gone like that at all. It's gone horribly bad. So I knew it was going to be bad, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. So okay. So I'm anyways, what does it say? With her hallucinating like that, I hope she don't get in a car accident. Yeah. That's Cassie, Mariah's sister, died in a car crash. So yeah, that would be very bad if that were to happen. So but yeah, AJ Styles fought against Gunther, and AJ put his entire career on the line against Gunther, and those two had a pretty good match. But ultimately, Gunther put AJ in that sleeper hold, and AJ Styles passed out. So his career, AJ is retired now. I read in the chat, some folks in the chat on Vaughn Live thought that he would go over to AEW. I doubt that AJ Styles will be in AEW. I think he's going to be going back over to TNA. So that's my thought. You know, I was happy that my picks won. Yeah, I said that it would be. I said that my picks were Roman Reigns. Liv Morgan was to win the Women's Royal Rumble, and Roman Reigns was gonna win the Men's Royal Rumble. So I'm guessing that's the same with Anthony. So we both had the same. We both had the same picks, pretty much. If that's the case. So then we get to the undisputed WWE Championship match, Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. And let's be honest, it wasn't really a match. It wasn't really a match because it was pretty much Drew McIntyre pummeling the shit out of Sami Zayn. Excuse me. Yeah, it was pretty much Drew McIntyre pummeling the shit out of Sami Zayn. I mean, Sami Zayn had his moments where he hit his Hoover kick, but Drew McIntyre kicked out, you know. So, but like I said, for the most part, it was Drew McIntyre pummeling the shit out of Sami Zayn. And hello, Drew. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you here. All right. Well, like I said, Drew McIntyre won with his Claymore, and and he's still undisputed WWE champion. And then the final match was the Men's Royal Rumble match, and it was Paul Heyman pretty much spoiled it during the pre-show when Braun Breaker drew number 2. So, and Paul Heyman wasn't happy about that. He talked to Adam Pearce during the pre-show, and he said pretty much, if you want to FA and FO or something. The clip is on YouTube if you want to see it. The clip of Paul Heyman talking to Adam Pearce. But I think that's what he said. If you Yes, R.I.P. Catherine O'Hara and Desmond. I I think Desmond Wilson wasn't he on Sanford and Son? Wasn't he on Sanford and Son? Or is that somebody else? Because I know Red Fox was on Sanford and Son, but I think Desmond Wilson was also on that show. If I'm wrong on that, let me know. All right. But yeah, we had the Men's Royal Rumble match, and Braun Breaker ended up drawing number 2. But then, as Braun Breaker was making his entrance, some mask guy came and he attacked Braun Breaker. And Obafemi was number 1, by the way. He started number 1. And yes, Brock Lesnar was in the Royal Rumble match, but he didn't win it. But yeah, a masked man attacked Braun Breaker, and then Obafemi threw out Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman wasn't happy about that. Yeah, agreed. So Roman Reigns ended up winning. Gunther came in as number 30. But like I said, Gunther didn't win. So it ended up being Roman Reigns winning the Men's Royal Rumble match. And I would assume that Roman Reigns, I would assume that Roman Reigns will go after CM Punk and the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania, because I don't see Roman winning if he picked Drew McIntyre to face him at WrestleMania. I just don't think Drew is going to lose to Roman. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah. Overall, I think the Royal Rumble was a good event. So I saw Anthony's post on Facebook. He said he gave it 100 out of 100. So I would say I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. So or 9 rather. I would give it a solid 9. If AJ Styles would have won, I would give it a 10. But yeah, I'll say I'll give Royal Rumble a 9. So that's about it for this the 2 fights on main UFC card should be interesting. The Lopes guy looks like Joe Dirt. Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, I will definitely check that out. Check out those fights. And like I said, I will be posting some fights from the card coming up after I'm done here on Rumble. So be looking out for that. And like I said, that's it for this Royal Rumble review and Y&R review and recap. And I want to thank all of you for watching, and I certainly hope that you enjoy this live stream. I want to thank Anthony Chabot, JW Durbin, The View with Drew, for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I will be back at the end of February. And this is just the start of a pretty good weekend. UFC 325 and the Royal Rumble tonight, and then tomorrow will be the Grammy Awards. So I'll be watching that as well. So thank you folks for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And as always, be sure and give this a thumbs up, and be sure and like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. And follow me on Fanlist. If you have any questions that you want to submit to my call-in show, talk to me, then go over to my Fanlist page and submit your questions. And follow me on Rumble and Daily Motion. So I already posted my VHS finds video. I went to Goodwill earlier today. So if you want to see what I got, then you can watch my latest VHS finds over there. I plan on getting some more VHS tapes next month. So, like I said, I know Anthony has his finds video or hauls or whatever coming up soon. But like he mentioned, he wants to take some time to deal with his friend passing away. R.I.P. to Cinephile World Order. So, yeah, that's it for now. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again. I don't know if I'm going to be live. If not, then I'll still do a video on my YNR review recap. So we'll have to wait. I'll have to wait and see what happens. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you again in my next video. So this is Joshua Cook signing off. Thank you all for watching, and I'm out.